Alrighty, guys, I'm Worthodon, and we are here for the announcement of the two shows that have won the polls. We have the first one, which is for my Sunday slot, is when it releases for you guys. It's hard because I have days that I know I have to record them, that I kind of have, like, scheduled for me to record them, but then I have the days that they release, which gets me all, like, mixed up sometimes. So Sunday is when my airing shows release, and so replacing My Hero Academia in that slot is going to be Tower of God, um, which should be coming this Sunday, unless I'm not sure when it airs. I didn't actually look that up. I might actually be able to look it up real fast here. Let's see if I can find the schedule for these releases. Tower of God. Let's see. So today is this Tower of God, Tower of God. Oh shoot. Okay, so it might not have started yet. The new season might not have started unless, well, wait, it might be in the Japanese name. Crap. What the heck is the Japanese name? I'm sorry, I should have become more prepared. Japanese name is Kami no Toho or something like that. Words are hard. Kami no Toho. Tower of God. Okay, yes, it releases on Wednesdays. So I think the first episode's already released, but I will be recording it on Saturday and releasing it on Sunday for you guys. So that's that one. That's the airing shows. And then replacing Shield Hero, which was supposed to come out today, but because my polls ended today, like a few hours ago from me recording this, I had to delay it until tomorrow, so Friday you'll see it be... I mean, sorry. I think I got that all mixed up. Today is Friday, right? So Saturday is when that episode will be coming out. But, so replacing Shield Hero is gonna be Seven Deadly Sins. That won the poll this time. It was Seven Deadly Sins has been very close to winning the polls, like, every time in like for the past, like, I think I've had it in 3 polls so far, and it's been like so close each time. But it's finally won. I have seen the first season of Seven Deadly Sins, and I actually thought about this for a little bit. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a review episode. I don't know how long it'll be. It'll be depend on how long I can, talk about it. But I ended up binging through it again because I watched it once, like, years ago when it first appeared on Netflix. I saw it and watched it. This was before I even started reactions and stuff. So I was a little rough on some of the details, so I binged through it again and got myself, like, refreshed, because that was something with my Steins Gate Zero reaction that I did. I didn't go and rewatch Steins Gate, and it caused a lot of problems with, like, discrepancies in my memory, things I forgot and stuff like that. And I want to try to have, like, as much of the information so I can follow along with the story and everything that's happening as much as I can. So that's going to be something that I might do, is a review video. Basically, it's not going to be any reaction stuff or anything like that, but I'll just talk about season 1, the characters I liked, things that happened that I enjoyed, just the, story of the show and the genre and everything, all that stuff, before we jump into season 2. And also, on the poll, I marked it as the long season, I'm pretty sure, because there's like 2 seasons, which is like the kind of confusing part. Or there's 2 seasons I haven't watched, but one of them is only 4 episodes. So Signs of Holy War is what I haven't watched yet. Normal Seven Deadly Sins, all 24 of those episodes I have seen, right? Those 24? Yeah, those 24. And then there's Revival of the Commandments, which is what I put on the poll, which is how many episodes? I'm just kind of curious. I know there's 24 episodes, okay. So I will be watching The Signs of Holy War first, even though Revival of the Commandments, just because I'm watching it in order. I've only seen season one, so we'll watch those 4 episodes, and then we will jump into the only other season that's out right now. I'm not sure if more is coming or if this ends it. I really have no idea. So yeah, we'll see what happens when when we get towards the end of that season, or the final season. So yeah, and then the last announcement I am gonna make is my Patreon show, which is something new that I started. If you haven't seen my other videos where I talked about it, you can go there to see more details, but to roughly describe it, one of the tiers on my Patreon gives you access to a show that will release week by week, 1 episode a week, maybe sometimes more, because occasionally I do more. And you guys can see, it's kind of like a special thing for people that support me on Patreon, where they get to watch that show first. But I don't want to have exclusive content that is only on my Patreon. Like, I want eventually for everyone to be able to see my content, right? Because I want that, that outreach and everything on the other platforms and stuff. So once I completely finish the show, I will start releasing the first episode then on YouTube, and then I'll start a new Patreon show. So basically, it's kind of like the early access system I have set up right now, where if you're a patron, you get access to like 1 or 2 episodes ahead of time. But instead, you get to see an entire show ahead of time, So it's going to be a kind of system that I'm going to be messing with for a bit. But I have decided on the show because based off the polls, I decided off one of the ones that had a lot of votes. I was kind of torn between Demon Slayer, which had 17% of the poll winnings, and then Soul Eater, which had 33%. Soul Eater is what came second place after Seven Deadly Sins. I kind of wanted to do Demon Slayer because I wanted to go for something a little shorter, just because this is a new system and I wanted to get it all flushed out before I start something long like Soul Eater. But I decided that I would just go with the second place. I am gonna do Soul Eater, so Soul Eater won the poll. This is an old show. I don't know how many people are going to be interested in watching it because it's older, but I did get a lot of people commenting saying they'd be excited to see Soul Eater reactions because there's not a lot of people that do them. Probably because a lot of the people that do anime reactions have either already seen it or people just might not care as much because it might not win polls in other shows because it's such an old show, But it is something that I feel like I've missed out on in my anime watching career, whatever you want to call it. I feel like I've kind of missed out on that experience of watching Soul Eater because I feel like it's one of those staple early animes that a lot of people watched when they were younger, watching anime or just getting into watching anime and stuff like that. There's not a lot of those older animes left that I haven't watched yet. There's so many of those. I don't really know. I'm not really good at calling out shows, but I guess the first thing that comes to mind is things like Bleach and Naruto and some of those older ones that really get people into anime. And then even more recently, shows like Attack on Titan and My Hero Academia got a lot of people watching that didn't really watch anime before. I feel like it got a lot of people into anime, but I've seen all that stuff, Granted, I haven't seen the newer seasons of Attack on Titan. That's been shown up on my polls, but either way, Soul Eater won the Patreon show. So if you guys want to support me on Patreon, the link is always in the description of any one of my videos. You guys can go down there and see you can check out my Patreon and support me on there if you want. You can start watching Soul Eater with me on there, and then it'll slowly show up on YouTube, I guess almost a year from now, maybe maybe a little less if I manage to release a few episodes here and there, because I think there's 50 episodes in Soul Eater if I'm not mistaken. I actually have this website up that will tell me. Soul Eater, yeah, 51. So if I only manage to do one a week, I will be at 1 week off of a year of watching the show. So and then it'll start coming out for YouTube people. But yeah, guys. So Tower of God, uh, Seven Deadly Sins Season 2, and Soul Eater if you're a patron. That last one for a patron. The other two are just going to be starting up on my channel here like this week. So, or next week, technically. I think Sunday might be considered next week. Either way, within the next few days, you'll start to see some of those pumping out. So hopefully you guys enjoy the new shows. You'll also probably see that review video come up before the first, or it'll probably like be right. Like I'll probably release the review episode of season 1 and then release the first episode of season 2, probably like back to back, right when I wake up tomorrow after they're done rendering. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoy the shows that are coming and everything. Thank you everyone who voted and everything. I appreciate it. We're at about the amount of people that voted last time in at least one of the polls. The airing one was a little bit smaller than normal, but I like seeing the steadiness even after all the changes I had to make to my channel. So hopefully now that everything is, you know, stable again with my channel, we can manage to start growing a little more. But once again, thank you guys, and I will see you guys in my future reactions. Bye bye.